I think the most useful thing I might do is to try to explain, on the basis of my 55 years of traveling to Asia and studying Asia, some of the deeper feelings of people from each country. Because I think that in order to deal with the current issues, it's necessary to feel the deeper feelings to have a really lasting understanding and cooperation. I think in the case of Japan, there is a feeling that they have apologized very much, that their leaders have done a lot, that they have pursued peace for 70 years, that they made a great contribution to China in the 1980s and 1990s in technology and financial help, and that China has not shown appreciation. They feel that China is using the anti-Japanese mood and stirring it up in Nanjing and through World War II movies in order to unite the people against Japan. They feel that China is now using the anti-Japanese feelings in order to avoid the internal difficulties, and that they have jumped on Japan and do not listen to what Japanese say. They feel that their leader Abe visited Yasukuni only as a way of showing respect for those who sacrificed their countries, and that the Chinese did not listen to what he said, and that he said that he wanted to pursue peace in the future. So I think the Japanese feel that they have worked very hard for peace and do not get adequate recognition from other countries, and that they want to continue to pursue peace. I think in China and South Korea, there is a feeling toward Japan that Japan has not shown sufficient regret about what happened in World War II, that the young Japanese people do not know about the horrors that they caused to other countries, and that they lacked sympathy for what happened in the past, and that they have not shown sufficient remorse. And many of them feel that for over 150 years since the Opium War, the Chinese have been on the receiving end of aggression from many countries, especially Japan, and that now finally they are strong and they do not have to put up with all those difficulties. I think many of the Koreans also feel that the Japanese do not show sufficient sorrow for the people who sacrificed and who suffered, and that Japanese efforts to play down the number of comfort women is not showing sufficient appreciation of the suffering that were caused by the Japanese, and that to have better feelings, they need to have broader expression. Many of the people in Southeast Asia feel that they have suffered both from Japan and China. They feel that, Vietnam particularly, that over the centuries they have suffered very much from Chinese invasion, and that they suffered again in 1979 from Chinese invasion. They feel that now they must cooperate with China and Japan. They are strong countries. Many of them find it much easier to work with Japan because they do not feel Japan has a strong military that is pressing upon them. So I think all these underlying feelings are very deep. I think many of the Southeast Asians and Japanese also wonder whether the United States, with its financial difficulties 10 years from now, will be able to afford to continue to support what's going on in American defense for the security of Asia. In the United States, we have many people who have very different voices. The press has one voice. They often like to make drama between the United States and China and to make it as if there is tension and a new serious problem. But from the point of view of the leaders of the United States, there is a conviction that we are working to keep engaged in Asia. We want to provide security and that we want to cooperate. So I think that the countries now know that they need to cooperate on a global area, a global arena, and that they should work together. So I think that there are so many common problems where they can work together. They will look to the United States for security and support if they need it, but that they want to build a basis for cooperation, dealing with realistic problems of common interest, but at the same time showing sympathy for each other, for the past and the issues that have come up in history. So that's my comment.
Yeah. What is your expectation about Young Leader Network for Peace and Security?
I think that the more contacts we have among young future leaders from different countries, the better off we will be. I have noticed now that many issues that are easier to resolve are being resolved by people who knew each other when they were younger. I've also discovered that by meeting different people in these countries over the years, sometimes in one country, sometimes in another country, sometimes at one kind of meeting, sometimes at another kind of meeting, you gradually develop an understanding and a respect for the other person, and there is a common desire to solve problems. And I think that personal connection between people is very important. It's important to express honestly and openly what you feel. I think that it's counterproductive just to blame the other side and to criticize the other side. But by explaining the feelings of your people and explaining the concerns, it's possible for young leaders to find common solutions to very difficult problems. And if problems are not solvable, to find some ways of avoiding conflict and tensions breaking out.
Yes, as your mentor of Young Global Network for Peace and Security, you think young leaders today should learn? What things they should learn?
So they should learn
or to maintain and to do and to contribute for peace and security.
I think that for young leaders to really make progress, they have to understand the issues. They have to understand the interests of different groups. And then the name of the game is to try to find common attitudes and common solutions that will satisfy or at least not provoke people from other countries.
Yes, if you can say some with Governor Michael Dukakis and Boston Global Forum celebrated.
There are many different groups trying to bridge the Asians and the United States. And Michael Dukakis was governor in Massachusetts for several terms. He was almost elected president. He has considerable influence in the United States, particularly in the Democratic Party. And I think he is making a serious effort to involve people through new interactive cameras and electronic media to help build more bridges between the United States and Asia. And I think that's only a good thing.
Yes. What do you think Boston Global Forum should do in next year, 2015?
I believe that it would be good for Michael Dukakis to take a trip through Asia and to meet personally the leaders that he has been talking to. And I think that he himself should undertake a study of some of the Asian problems and go more deeply. And I think if he does that, then he can have more influence on those countries, and the meaning and the receptivity to the Boston Global Forum would be even greater.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your great contribution with Boston Global Forum in this year. That's great, and we look forward very much your contribution next year to
Thank you very much.
2015. I think a great contribution. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah.